Right. The big grumble for me. Yeah, return to the war gear list. Some people like this and I don't. Right, let's just have a look at how the old codex worked, and also how generally you discover and create an army. So you start off and you'd read the fluff, you find out what they're all about, la da da da, and then you get forces of the Orks in this case, army-wide special rules right at the beginning, and then you have your units laid out, you get a stat line, you have the special rules, specific rules or war gear. So there we go, blah blah blah. Shock attack gun. Again, special rules. So you know exactly what each unit does right from the beginning. You're learning all this first. You keep going and you've done all that, and then you come here, and then before your army list, because you've been told about stuff but you don't know it yet, and then here it is. Here's all your gear. You then find out what all this does, and you find all that out, and then everything neat and tidy, all in the back, nice and concise, bang 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 bang, here it is. So when you then come to build an army, either for the first time or whenever later, you can just flip to the back, there it is. Or there it is, I can just pick things. If I need a reminder of anything, I can flip back, but everything is here. All options, all in the same place. One downside and advantage to this is that personalised option prices, which they didn't take advantage of. One advantage of this system is you could give things the same item for different costs. They didn't do that. Point in case the power claw. Anyway, so we've looked at our units, but we've gone, well, we haven't even got to the units then. We've just got a war gear list, so we don't know what they do. We don't know anything yet. No individualization, not even a one cost / something else. It's all the same. Yeah, not a good fan. So yes, so we start off, you reach like with the other one, we don't know what these do. Slugger, chopper, stick bombs, what do they do? I don't know. Here we go, what does that do? What can this unit do? He's got a special rule, his own special rule, which is led out here, which is similar to the previous codex, but again, quite annoying. So you don't know any of this is, and so then you have to eventually, you find it hidden away in the back, and oh, just don't get me started on this. I mean, because that's not going to be annoying down the game shop, is it? But anyway, yeah, so you have to come all the way back here, and okay, you find out what things are, etc, etc, and then, but when you come to make your new army list, you're going to have to, somewhere, where is it? No, yes, there's, oh, there we go. And then you're saying, okay, what does that do? Oh, do I want to give him that? Then we have to come back here, and then, or you can take stuff from the war gear list. So you have to come back here, and oh, it's like dealing with the council or trying to wash a sieve. And I don't like it. No, sorry. Right. As you probably noticed, there may be some black bars going on. War boss, pretty much the same. Yeah. The war is a model-specific rule rather than army-wide. So I'm wondering, yeah, it says a model with this special rule. Can call a war, which means, in theory, every war boss or model with war, the special rule, can call its own war. So if you've got two detachments, then you can have 4 wars, which is quite nice. Otherwise, pretty much exactly the same. Yeah. Weird boy. Pretty much, well, apart from the fact he's got separate power table and demonology. Oh, and he collects psychic power from around him in a slightly different way from previous codex, which is better, actually. Or, well, sort of. Big Mech, nice little addition here. Cheap and cheerful. And for each HQ you can take one that doesn't count towards the organisation chart. Yeah, good for sticking to a unit for repairing their ride. One grumble, he can be given a kill saw and it's the same price as for other people. So they've added a separate option from the war gear list, but it's the same price. So they got the opportunity to have individualised points cost, and they've wasted it. Big Mac, pretty much the same. Can now take mega armor with either the new zappy gun or the... That's a car going past. Sorry. Custom force field in mega armor, which is very nice. Which I'm very tempted by actually for my army. Bane Boy, which is an HQ, yeah, we can stack up the buffs quite nicely with the old custom force field and the Feel No Pain, which is quite nice. Mad Dog Neck, not as uncontrollable, still quite nice, but he's quite expensive, and there are probably better options for HQ. So, now, Badrock, who's pretty much exactly the same. He's got a fairly useless warlord trait. He's an HQ, I suppose. Zagstruck, not a whole lot different. He's got quite a good warlord trait. Warlord traits are a bit... some are good, some are bad. The Vulture's Claws are now on the Hammer of Wrath. So each time he charges, not just when he comes down. Boys! Pretty much exactly the same, apart from it now costs to buy shooters, which not a lot of people are happy about. Probably because the boys were, or at least shooter boys, were considered one of the better troop choices in the last edition. Yeah, it doesn't help Slugger Boys though. If they'd been reduced to 5 points and Slugger Boys for 6 or 7, that might have been better. Grots, lost minefield stuff, otherwise pretty much identical. Burners, got more expensive, but otherwise pretty much the same, except they can take their own truck, so they don't have to steal someone else's ride or use a battle wagon. Tank Busters, big buff, cheaper. Quite by a bit. Bomb Squigs are better. Of course, Glory Hogs is now quite a bit of a bonus, unlike the previous version. And Tank Buster Bombs are Melter Bombs, which is very nice. A lot of people humming and ahhing about these over Looters for support role, which is good. I like to see actual, proper choices. Knobs. Pretty much exactly the same. Mega Knobs, pretty much exactly the same, except they can take the kill swords, 5 attacks on the charge, very nice. And a boss pole, thank God. Yeah, and you can't take either of these as troops. I can probably see why, due to the whole Unbound system now. Multiple detachments, there's the Bully Boys formation, but still, I'm disappointed, but that's because I ran a Deathwing. Did I just tear it? Oh no! I'm sad now. Commandos, a bit better. Same price, I think. Yeah, or something. Got stealth though. That's nice. Snake Rot is now an elite's choice, but doesn't take up a slot if you've got commandos with him. His ambush isn't quite as good, but not as bad as it was. Well, it's not as good as it used to be, but better than when it got nerfed to the last FAQ. Otherwise, a bit boring. Oh dear. Oh, the truck. Oh, the neckbeards did rage. Oh, but DJ, I've seen your Facebook profile picture, and aren't you a neckbeard? No, not anymore. Well, I never really was, but anyway. Sorry. I like the way that my moustache is a slightly different colour. Anyway. So, ooh, hang on. Oh. There we go. Right, Storm Boys. Another unit that got a massive buff. Cheaper. You can now take squads of 30, which is crazy, and they are a lot faster, which is good. I like that. Deathcopters. Cheaper. And their weapon options are cheaper because now rockets are cheaper. Very nice. I've never used them, but now they are a bit better. Dackerjet. Yes. Lost the warplane, got a bit of a dent, but I suppose unless you go mad with the war boss idea from earlier. Oh well, I mean, it's still lots of Dacker, and it doesn't make it such the obvious choice anymore. Burner Bomber, as far as I can tell, pretty much the same. Burn stuff from the sky, we like that. Blitzer Bomber, oh dear, my apologies. Blitzer Bomber, I can't remember if the big bomb was a large blast or not, but it is now, and it's AP2, so good against vehicles and heavy infantry. Only carries 2 bombs, but it's still got a few things to go Dacker with. And it could crash when it drops bombs, which we like. That's good fun. Warbikers. Yes, much cheaper. Did lose their cover save from their smoke cloud though, which is a bit annoying. Oh, we get a little bit about Wazdacker. There he is. He's not forgotten. Honest. So yeah, good stuff though. War buggies, big improvement. Outflank, and are cheaper, and of course, like I said, rockets are cheaper. So that's all good. Yes. Oh, and they can be taken in units of 5, which is we like. We like indeed. Mech guns. I'll probably cover them when I get to the actual weapons. They're slightly cheaper, which, you know, if you like your lobbers and your cannons and your zap guns, is good. Battle wagon. More expensive. I don't know if this is generally to do about stuff to do with vehicles being slightly better, or they just felt that it was undercosted. Who knows? Oh, I completely forgot in my hilarity to talk about the truck, didn't I? It's my apologies. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Ramshackle is poo now. And people don't like that. And I don't think he got any cheaper. So, like I said about the battle wagon, I mean, it's still reasonably cheap, and you know, it can fling stuff. It's not really supposed to survive, but I see why people are moaning. Moany, whinge. Death Dread. Pretty much the same. Killer cans. Oh dear. Yeah, a lot more expensive. Weapon options are cheaper, and are and of course their swords are not very good. We'll get to them later. And of course being cowardly, but you can take them in squadrons of 6, which is crazy. So I suppose, you know, go big or go home.